Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from anthonymorganti.com, and this is episode 102 of Photo Critiques. Now, many of you probably have heard that I'm not going to be accepting any more images for critique. I made an announcement a few days ago, and if you haven't heard that, in the link or in the description below this video, I will include a link to my website where I make that announcement and explain why I'm no longer going to be doing critiques and what I'm going to be doing instead of critiques. Now, if you've already sent me in images, I will be critiquing them. I'm going to keep my promise and do everyone's critiques that I've accepted. It's going to take me about a month. I have about a month's worth of critiques to do. So I'm going to be doing this for a little while longer. But remember, check out that link below this video and you'll see what I'm going to be doing instead of critiques. Now, couple things. I still have this nagging cough, so I'm going to pause this video a lot so I could cough or clear my throat, and I apologize in advance for that. Secondly, is I'm doing the photography today of Einreb Hidalgo, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, Einreb. Now, in the past, when I've done critiques of people with names that I'm not familiar with the name, I've called men women and women men because I thought it was a masculine name when it was really a feminine name, and vice versa. Now, to alleviate that, what I usually do now is I Google the name to see if it's a woman's name or a man's name. Now, I'm not familiar with Einreb, so I Googled that name. Well, it turns out Einreb could be a masculine name or a feminine name. So I do not know if Einreb Hidalgo is a man or a woman. So I apologize in advance for all the mistakes I'm probably going to be making here. I'm going to try to just call you Einreb throughout the throughout this critique, and I apologize for my ignorance. This first photo, as you're going to see, Einreb though is very talented, man or woman, very, very talented. Portraits, environmental, I wouldn't call them environmental portraits, but they're existing light portraits of children generally. And this first one is probably my least favorite of all of Einreb's portraits, and it's still an excellent portrait. And why I think it's one of those ones where you look at it and you're thinking that it's just missing something or there's something wrong with it. And as I look at it, I think it's occurred to me that it's kind of one of those in-between shots. It's one where you probably either should have got either closer or further away. And what I mean by that is we have some background showing and it's nicely blurred out. You used an f-stop of 5.0, which gave, nice wide open f-stop, gave you enough bokeh look to the background, which helps the child stand out from the background. But the thing is, it's kind of in between. We have either too much of the child and not enough of the background, or vice versa. So we either have to get in closer or get further away, in my opinion, on this shot. Now, what I would suggest is a tight shot. Let's see what that would look like. Something like that, I think, is a stronger image. So, either more of the background, so you'd have to back up, and of course you get more of the child, or getting closer and get less of each. And I think it's a stronger image. This is an excellent, beautiful shot. Really, really a nice shot. I talked many times in past critiques about making the eyes bright and make sure they have catch lights if at all possible. And most of the time that's true. You want catch lights in the eyes and you want them bright. And Einreb did that in this shot. It's beautiful, beautiful shot. The only thing I could suggest on this one is you zoom in. As often the case with babies, they have dry skin, and you could just see these tiny little flakes of dry skin on the baby. And our goal as portrait photographers is we want people to buy our prints, and in this case we want the parents to buy a big print, 16 by 24, something huge. And if they do, these little dry skin specks are going to show, and you don't want them to show. So use Lightroom or Photoshop or something and just get rid of these little dry skin specks. It's a minor thing and it takes a little time to do, but definitely do it on your portraits, and you'll appreciate it once you sell really large prints. You'll know what I'm talking about. This is an excellent shot. Really a beautiful, beautiful shot. We, as portrait photographers, we want to bring out the personality and show the personality of the subject in that fleeting second that you're taking that shot. And this is a beautiful shot. This young man, very handsome, very nice shot. I like that I don't know if you tilted the camera or if he's leaning back a little, but it's got kind of a slight diagonal to it. It adds to the kind of the excitement of the picture. So it's a really nice shot. Again, we have some specks on the hat here. You might want to consider cloning those out. I mentioned many times you want the eyes in focus, and you did a really nice job here. So it's a really nice shot. This one too, now you have this diagonal going again. This time it looks like you purposely tilted the camera, which I think is really nice. You did a really nice job. You have this bright part of the scene coming in from the corner, which is nice, helps illuminate the young lady. It's a really nice shot. And again, the personality just shines through. It's a very nice shot. Now, I mentioned before you want like catch lights in the eyes and you want the eyes bright, and I mentioned that's almost always true. There are times though when you're doing a mood shot or something, that's more towards an art shot than a portrait, that you don't necessarily want or need that. And in this case, I would consider this an art shot, especially since you chose to develop it in black and white. And I think it's a beautiful shot, even though there's no catch lights, even though the child's eyes are really dark, but it's a really nice shot. I like everything about this shot, and I like that we have this kind of dark area to the right, or to our right, of the little girl's face. It's a really nice shot. This shot too, the existing light, and you have the most important part of the picture is the child's face, and that's where it's brightest, and you did a really nice job. So we have the brightest part of the shot right here on the little boy's face. It's a really nice shot. Again, similar, the most important part is the child's face, and pretty much the most, I mean, we're bright here, but the brightest part of the shot is the child's face. And what I like about these last two shots too is you didn't bullseye them. You have this child off to the right and this child off to the left, looking over into the bigger part of the frame. So it's a really nice job. Very nice portraits. And this one's just like fantastic. I mean, this is something that would be, in a magazine or something. It's a beautiful shot. You controlled the light very well for, very strongly backlit, and it's just a very cute shot and very well done. I mean, technically well done and artistically well done. Very nice shot, Einreb. This shot too, I consider this more of this mood art shot because you did it in black and white. We do have some catch lights in this child's eyes, but it's a beautiful portrait, very well done. We have enough of the environment. You have the child off to the right. The only small, tiny quibble is it's just a little bright in here, just a little bright. And that's probably part of the processing, but you might want to just tone that down just a little bit. I'm not sure if you could do it with a brush, effectively where it would look natural. But you just might just bring that specular highlight. No, I'm not going to call specular highlight, that's wrong. Just kind of just bring that down just a little bit. I just did a really quick edit there. But there's before, after. Just a little suggestion on that one. Again, another beautiful shot. Nice catch lights in the eyes. You have the eyes a little brighter here. Now sometimes the catch lights, they give you little artifacts, and we have kind of this little bright little circle like right there, and that you might want to clone out. Now the composition is beautiful. Technically I like it, everything. One thing, there is sometimes there's a Photoshop process that will make usually you use it on portraits. It'll make a portrait really tightly, I don't know, I don't want to say focus. It's not focus. It's sharpness. It will do like a really super sharp type image on a portrait. When you do that process, I don't know if you did it here, it tends to make some of the highlights of the the hair look gray. And as you can see here, we have this kind of grayness. Now, if that wasn't natural, you don't want that there, because let's say, you're doing this for the parents, not for the children. The parents look at that and they're going to see their child has gray hair. Now, if that, I don't know, maybe this child did have this, just the way the light is hitting it has some highlights in her hair. So the way the light is hitting it, it kind of looks gray. But maybe you did some type of sharpening process to the image. And if you did, and it makes the hair this kind of gray look, you might want to use some type of mask and get it like the original shot before it was sharpened, and mask out some of this gray look, to the hair. Just a suggestion. You always got to think the parents are the ones that are going to be buying the prints, and the parents see their children a lot more critically than I think, as far as an image is concerned, than maybe the photographer does. We're looking at this and we think it's a beautiful, beautiful shot. But the parents, I guarantee, if this isn't natural, the parents will look at this and immediately look at the gray hair and think, wow, where'd that gray hair come from? So you got to do something to eliminate that. And I think that's the last one. And yes, it is. Really, I mean, some excellent shots as I go through. You could see Einreb is super, super talented. And I really appreciate you sending me your images to critique. Thank you very much. And again, I'll mention that I'm not accepting images for photo critique anymore. Check out the description below this video, and I'll have a link that explains why I'm not. I thank everyone who watches all my videos. I really do appreciate it. If you have time, go over to my website, anthonymorganti.com. I have a lot of stuff on photography over there to help you out. And if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon.